trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all say, with a little bit of luck and I'll be trucking till my dying day. They say I'm hard of hearing, they say I'm growing old, but I've been loving cars and trucks since I could feel the cold. I'm never one to settle down, never had a wife. Sure, anyone that knows me knows trucking is my life. You're some trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all cry down the town with the windows down as I go rolling by. You're some trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all say, with a little bit of luck and I'll be trucking till my dying day. I drive all over Europe, from Prague to Castlebar, in all the towns and cities. Sure, I'm like a superstar. They love to hear me coming, it really makes their day. When I honk the horn on the hanger lane, sure I'm not far away. You're some trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all cry down the town with the windows down as I go rolling by. You're some trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all say, with a little bit of luck and I'll be truck.
Hello, how we doing?
Good evening. How you doing?
Donna's doing something with her fucking phone.
Sharing it, but I've pinged it up here so it's a bit higher for the signal.
We've got a back door open in the van so the signal don't drop.
Of course, you're down the yard, aren't you?
In the yard, in the van, mate.
In the van, working hard.
Fuckers trying to get hold of us, mate.
Oh, mate, the internet's been terrible at the moment, let alone, down in the yard in the van.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh,
hello, everybody. We hope you're all right. We're down the yard in the van, like you just said. Because they fucking decided to shut the main road on a weekend out of Hull. So it takes us an hour and a half to do a 10-minute journey. So we just come down here and we're here and we can fucking start straight away. And
funny you should say that, because I travelled back to Wales yesterday and we got to just outside of Bristol, M4, like crossing over from the M4, and the traffic was mental. But it's because they decided to dig the third lane up, right, for miles and miles and miles. The first week of the summer holidays. Like, whose clever idea was that?
Yeah, fucking brain dead, aren't they, mate? They are brain dead.
Oh, mate, it's frustrating, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's common sense is what it is. They ain't got any, have they?
Is it Nigel Spencer's birthday today?
No, he's taking the piss out of Clivo. You know Clive Spencer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's I think he's 51st birthday today. So happy birthday to Clive.
Yeah, happy birthday.
51 going on 75, Nige.
Yeah. I know exactly how he feels.
I think Dave's going to jump on in about 10-15 minutes. There's a firework display or something, summer, kind of summer holiday firework display in Worthing. He's going to go and film. So he's going to jump in and say hello.
Yeah, well, we've had 2 weeks off, so.
Yeah, it's been
what an eventful 2 weeks that's been. We couldn't even have a fucking holiday, could we?
Mate.
About someone with their fucking stress balls.
You like my t-shirt? You like my t-shirt?
Never dreamed that one day I'd become a grumpy, I can't see the bottom bit, old man.
Yeah.
Go on, up. But here I am. I can't see the bottom bit. Killing it. Higher. What's that? Oh my God! I'm not reading that.
Read between the lines, mate.
I lick the salt, swallow the what's that say? Tequila. And suck the lime. I've heard all about those stories. I just seen where Bobby was. He messaged me today saying, "You live tonight?" They've all been having withdrawal symptoms, haven't they? So some's been having other kind of symptoms, but we won't go down that road.
This brings back memories. Yeah. This was where our first ever live was recorded, wasn't it? Was in
this van, yeah. Just over a year ago, wasn't it?
We've lasted over a year.
That's when we had the 4 horrible beers, and we just did it for a bit of fun, and it seems to have took off. So people,
it's got to be nearly a year we've been doing it on here, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be, yeah. Didn't I say?
Which because it was
fun.
A little bit lapsadaisy and just 2 idiots on a bed having a whinge.
Well, it makes it different to what you normally do when you're on a bed and on a live stream, I suppose. A Saturday night moan.
No comment. No fucking comment.
How's work been anyway?
Yeah, it's been it's quieting down a little bit because it's the summer holidays, isn't it? So people don't want the caravans delivering onto the sites.
Well, it's their busiest time, isn't it?
Ollie had Pembroke Dock are taking caravans
at the minute
because
Fishguard are having a fart or something.
Fishguard, but the boat that goes into Fishguard went bang or something.
Right,
might have some electric cars on it or something.
I went down. Do you know? I went on a camping holiday with my family to Fishguard years ago. God, that's a proper old little Welsh town, isn't it? A village, town, I suppose, is it?
Yeah. Well, I think it is a town, isn't it? Well, there's a road in there that you're not supposed to go down in R6.
Well, you can, but it's tight.
Well,
over a certain length, you can. We weren't quite that length. So
where's this conversation going tonight?
So
on a bed having a moan because it's tight.
If we can find the pictures for that.
So we did the right thing and
went through Fishguard.
Took 2 Arctics over it. And when you go around this 90-degree bend on a little single track road, there's a fucking house. There's an house right opposite, and all you see is big greys, big bits of fucking concrete taken out and brick. You know where the truck trailers hit it.
Yeah.
Who was the top bastards that went through with a 12-foot on?
And we thought that was tight. And then a couple of weeks later on the laugh, it was on the news. Somebody took a 12-foot caravan out down the same road.
They had to remove all so they didn't knock all the fucking sky dishes the different way.
Nothing to do with you guys.
No.
Let's make that clear before anyone gets any ideas.
Good
evening, John. Good evening, John. Good evening, Alistair. Good evening, Louise.
For anyone that don't know, I think you all know that's in here. But Stephen Borelli will not be joining us anymore. He's a naughty boy.
He's been a very, very naughty boy,
and we don't accept any type of harassment in the groups because at the end of the day, we might only be a small part of the group, but Loquacious Live and friends dedicate the time. So does Paul Bogey, however you pronounce his fucking name.
Yeah,
right.
They
dedicate their fucking time to help vulnerable people, and they help a lot of people. So we will not have people like Steve and the kind of behaviour that he's been doing between the groups. So
also, Don, I mean, you say Loquacious Live, and Paul Bogey, but yourselves as well, and most importantly, your friends list, because to take away the groups, we all have our own friends list, we just assume that if you're on that friends list, they're all friends, or at least safe. And the bigger picture was your friends list wasn't safe and was so far mostly attacked. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a no-go area. It's shitting on your mates. It's bang out of order.
Massive stab in the back. But one thing I do want to mention as well, if he is watching or he watches it back on playback, Stephen, keep my fucking name out of your fucking mouth. What you did to one girl in particular, right, was bang out of order. Using me to scare her. I would have never, ever fucking stood by your side when you were fucking anything. And you wouldn't have been able to make a life bell at all. Right? So keep my fucking name out of your mouth. Simple as. And I hope you do see it on playback because you pissed me right off.
Who's Sidbit? Hey up, guys. Yard boy in disguise. It's Wayne. Hello, Wayne. You all right, mate? How are you doing?
In disguise. Blowing his disguise.
So he was supposed to come into work today, but
he was still pissed from last night.
He got a little bit drunk. And
I've seen a video. They do. I'm not sure what you call them. I mean, abnormal loads is what they are, but carrying 100-ton piling rigs and things like that. I mean, massive, great big trucks these are. Anyway, they got a company and they do a lot of TikToks. And I was watching one the other week, and one of their drivers called in on a Friday, sick, right? And that was because he had had too much the night before. So on the Monday when he come back into work, they had loaded his trailer for him, and they had put about 100 straps across his load.
Seen that one. Awesome.
Yeah. He said I had a bastard of a day. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well,
how's the truck coming on?
Yeah, it's what? It's
now I've got the right polishing pad. That fucking bit's come up like a mirror, hasn't it?
Yeah, with
and the big gouges have got it. I tell you what, I've killed so many fucking sanding rings for me Dremel and everything today.
Funnily enough, Sid's bitch. How did them scratches get in the tank that we're trying to get out, mate? Just asking for a friend.
How do you think they got there?
Not saying anything. As it might fucking no, it won't do
anything.
Anyway,
let's change the conversation.
I've just been diplomatic.
I just want to I'm going to play this clip quickly before we go over. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get Dave. There's no guarantee because the internet's shit. I want to play this quickly. I did send a little clip to Donna. Here it is.
Been 11 hours and 15 days since you took your love away. Go out every night, you sleep all day. Since you took your love away. Since you've been gone, I do whatever I want. I can see whatever I choose. I can leave my dinner. It ain't fancy, we're strong for nothing. There's nothing that they have me. Waiting flow, nothing compares, nothing compares to you.
Right, we need to explain before people start going, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
He's autistic.
Autistic lad.
And I tell you what, right, since what you told me today, yeah. I'll personally, now you know me, I won't go public fucking singing. I'll do a bit of karaoke every now and then, but I'll jump on his channel and I'll sing with him. And if they want to fucking troll me, they'll get told which planet. Are you, David? They'll get told which planet to fucking jump on. Because at the end of the day, he obviously liked her as a singer, yeah, and he was doing his bit. He misses her.
Yeah, well, he does a lot of singing on his channel anyway. Yeah. He does a lot. His whole channel is full of singing. He plays the guitar. He does a bit of gaming. But do you know what? He minds his own business. And then you get grown blokes go on there, right? And you get an put another social beg, right? Because he's on there enjoying himself.
He's probably the only thing he can enjoy himself with. He's fucking autistic. He probably can't.
Another full-grown bloke. You lot need your ears checking. I mean, what my point is. And I get the trolling, I get, and you're never going to stop it. But why can't people like himself or anybody in that matter? But why can't people just do their thing and enjoy themselves without these full-grown assholes completely trying to destroy someone's fun or hobby?
I might, you know, after this, I might just go and stitch it good and just
I'll send you his link. He's getting. I mean, he gets a lot of love. Don't get me wrong, and he talks very often of his hygiene, and he does need. He clearly needs a lot more support. He talks of his family not being around him. He lives in Plymouth, you know, and there's a lot of people offering to help. He's got a parrot. Yeah, he sits and talks to his parrot. Yeah,
it's never on there. But
they just want to leave him a fucking loan, you know what I mean?
You know what, right?
It's just a society of bullies, isn't it?
I'll become his best mate just to fucking keep an eye on the trolls, mate.
I did
with someone with autism or anything like that than I have for a normal person.
Simon generally wants to record him. Fucking fair play to him. I
It's
tell
like
you what,
Chris,
if that's right, yeah, get in touch with Simon Cowell and get him up there and fucking let Simon.
Well,
make
he's
his life.
so if anyone knows him on TikTok, you see he puts out a lot of posts as well about doing his first recording, making his own CDs. So obviously in his own little bubble, you know, that's his dream, which is absolutely fine. So he does it on a TikTok live, and the TikTok lives more than anything are the trolling's horrendous.
I'll go bodyguard. Fuck it.
It's just disgusting, isn't it? Though.
And
well, I mean, if
people want to fucking get a grip of the fucking life.
All right, Dave. I'll catch up with you in a minute.
We go to the laundrette on a Sunday, yeah. And when we very first started going to this particular laundrette, there was a guy called Chris, right? And I did admit at first, right, when he kept walking past the van, I thought, is he looking to fucking break into the van? And then I got talking to people, and he's a little local legend around that area, right? And he always comes and talks to us. He says, he'll fucking help if he needs to help. And we always buy him a bar of chocolate, a plain bar of dairy milk, right?
He loves it. Absolutely.
It's the only time I've seen him run when I've been to the shop. Do you know what I mean? He'll run back for it. He's so thankful for that little bar of chocolate.
Salt of the earth, mate. Yeah, salt of the earth.
Absolutely brilliant. And I'd rather sit with 10 of him in a room than most fucking normal people.
I actually think what he's trying to do is quite sweet, but also maybe sweet's the wrong word. But I think fair play to him. Do you know what I mean? Because apart from the obvious, which is a speech impediment, take that away. All right, he'd sing like any of us. Do you know what I mean? Pretty bad. Well, Donna, you're not too bad at it yourself, but I mean, speaking for myself, I'm fucking awful. Do you know what I mean?
I tell you what, right? I will personally follow him, right, and I'll get in touch with him, and even if he wants, we'll sort it out. Even if he wants to come and sit with us one night, do you know, on here?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll sing a song together and let's see what fucking trolls appear then. Because I'll deal with the bastards.
I mean,
he wants to get some money though, because he wants to buy Sinead O'Connor's fucking hair shavers.
Yeah. By the looks of it, Dave, you've already had them.
Unwanted gift.
We come to the decision tonight as well that we can actually quite happily survive an apocalypse. Because just before we come live, I was stood outside with a big yellow bucket that we've got, right, that we use for the power washer, right? Yeah. And I washed my hair and had a fucking who needs a fucking shower? Give me a bucket and some water.
Van life, that's what it is, isn't it?
Van life, mate, yeah.
But now my hair's drying and I'm starting to look like fucking.
To be fair, you're used to it though, aren't you, with the truck?
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah, but normally we stop at services for a fucking shower. I don't wash out of a fucking bucket.
Well, we've got about 12 weeks and we might be living in the bastard permanently, so I've got to get it finished. So once the truck's done, I'm caning this.
Yeah, of course. Do you think that's... So, just moving on to that quickly then, obviously, that's your business. I don't know how much you can and can't say. What will you do if you're not going to... Is there the option to stay or don't you know yet?
We're not 100% sure. Like, we sent you the messages and things look like... She's got a little bit pissed off, do you know what I mean? So we've got to do that thing and see what happens, but things might just go in our favour.
Yeah. Well, so what the fuck with Dee and Darren? That's what I have to say. Whoever Darren is.
Who the fuck's Darren?
But she actually said it is a right mess that she's been brought into, and we are the only fucking tenants that's complained.
Yeah. Well,
but then behavior. At the end of the day, when you've got a fucking landlord that you've never seen because he uses his bully, well, one of them was all right, but the other one can be a bit of a bully boy, right? I don't need to mention names. If they're watching, they know exactly who they're fucking at, right? When you need repairs, they fucking ignore you. They're quite happy to take the rent, but when the fucking actual when the actual landlord wants the money to go and see his fucking Thai boys, and because of all this COVID and he couldn't go across, he was proper losing his shit. So now he's sold his houses, and I reckon he's going to move there permanently, but just in case another COVID hits, right? He's with his Thai boys because that's all that mattered to him, his fucking pilot license and his Thai boys. And that's all that ever was interested to him. He never give a shit about any of us because otherwise we wouldn't have an house at Swallow's Bits.
Anyway.
And that, landlord, is how you get told you can.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong, right? If it all goes tits up, I will be naming and shaming the little prick as well. I will
Oh
name
yeah,
it.
yeah,
We'll
definitely.
just deal with it, mate, when we have to deal with it. You know what I mean?
I mean, luckily for you, it's not the end of the world because 5 days a week you are out in the truck anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
The only
So
problem
it is no biggie, but
is I've got a with me it's more of an attachment
yeah, of
issue
course.
with the house because it's the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
place I ever cuddled all my kids in one place.
Yeah, of course.
I'm pulling me
You do that with vehicles as well, though, don't you, Doc? You latch on.
Yeah.
It's something that you do with pretty much a lot of things that you're close to.
That big memory with the kids together.
Yeah,
Do you know
of
what I mean?
course, yeah. And the decent thing they could have at least done is notified you and it give you the right to buy or speak to them at least.
Yeah.
I mean, what they've done is it's the principle that matter now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? The way
I
they've
can't
done it.
understand how he's managed to sell the house when all it is basically is bricks and mortar.
Yeah, it's a bit fucked.
It's fucked. You've seen the picture of that one ceiling?
Yeah, I did.
No boiler or central heating, which we're not bothered about. We don't want the boiler and central heating because we don't want ripping off for £400 a fucking month when we're not in the house most of the time, right?
Of course.
We're quite happy with the key electric. We managed to keep ourselves warm, right? The only thing that we fucking started building off with was the fact that we'd spent a lot of money on that fucking bedroom and they wouldn't put the fucking tile back in the roof. So now
I did like the dog, on the wall. Is that what you're on about?
When we moved in there, right, it was even worse. Right,
it had someone that injected drugs living in there, right? It had no window in that bedroom that I showed you the picture of, right? We actually replaced that window, replaced all the door frames and all the doors ourselves, replaced 3 of the windows ourselves, right? And we cleared it ourselves so we didn't have to pay a deposit.
Right, the fucking funny as fuck, the bedroom door, right, the main bedroom door, had a
heavy fire door on it.
It had a fire door that you would get in a factory,
right,
and it had a normal door frame,
so
right,
it was
and you could see,
pulled it off the wall.
You could see down the door frame every time they put a new hinge trying to fucking hold it up. Hang on a minute, the fucking thing is full of asbestos or something. It took 3 of us to lift it down the stairs.
No, I was going to say they've got some weight to them. They really have.
Yeah. So
I'm just checking to see if Dave's live a minute.
Yeah. So the house was fucked. So we put all new doors and all new door frame, decorated it, and now it's.
It has been decorated between we moving in and now, but because obviously everything that's gone off with the fucking roof and everything else, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Most rooms are just storage areas now. I refuse to go any further with it until that fucking hole in the roof sorted. I don't want the gas boiler. You can take the fucking gas boiler, right, and leave us to our own devices. But that fucking hole in the roof needs sorting, and I refuse to do any more. So every single room now is more like It's more like a storage area, and I refuse to go any further. It looks like a building site.
Let's just see. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised he's even sold it. To be fair.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
I had to explain that, right, because there are people out there that try and fucking stick. We had a few problems, didn't we, with a couple of nosy bastards, where they was going, well, they're just scruffy cunts anyway. No, I've got fucking photos to prove that my houses have been fucking spotless, But when we've had as much stress as we've had, and we only get 2 days a week anyway, and then that happens, right, at the minute, I've lost all interest. I have lost all interest.
Yeah. Well, you put a meme up, actually, didn't you, the other day? Or was it even today? About basically the meaning was kick you when you're down. And I mean, you've had your fair share of being stamped on while you're down, haven't you?
Well, look at it. It was the Thursday before Good Friday, and it just hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
Mate, if we didn't have bad luck, we'd have no fucking luck. You know what I mean? But fuck it. You know what I mean?
And now
it's a bonus. We've got some luck. It's bad luck. Fuck it.
Because I always come across these people that think the whole fucking world's against them.
Yeah, well,
I'll actually be honest with you, right. As much as I cared about Steve until I found out what had happened, right. He actually annoyed me sometimes because it was the littlest things that triggered him. Where's he gone? Oh, it's fucking not interested. He spoke to me off. Look,
he's gone. Matt's gone.
Cheers, Matt. Love you too, arsehole.
I think he might be getting Dave on us about it. Might be something to do with Dave. But anyway, that's our little rant about the fucking depraved shithole we live in. It is what it is, isn't it? We don't let fucking things get to us like that.
We was never late. We're never late on our. Well, we might be a couple of days late, but we've not got any debt on our fucking rent, right? You don't get any trouble from there, right? And we don't expect a lot in fucking return, but a hole in the fucking roof is a fucking problem.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to send anybody around to have a look at it. I fucking put the drone up and sent him fucking pictures.
Yeah.
The best thing about it, the guy, again, I'm not going to mention names just yet, but the guy that we pay our rent to, because we don't even pay the rent into the fucking landlord's account, we pay it into his little worker's account. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Now, I've got his number. I've had his number for a while, but now when I fucking message him, I'll go, listen, I need the fucking roof fixed. And I've got fucking proof of the repairs that I needed doing. And all I get back, well, who's this? I put 21 Myrtle, right? And they go, silent. But I know it's his number. And no one fucking sells the phone these days with the fucking phone number. Do you know what I mean? You don't treat me like a dickhead. I know it's still you. But like I said, see how it goes, and I might just be naming and shaming the fucking lot of them, and they're going to come.
Well, yeah. Like, I said to you in the week anyway. If you need me to do anything, you know where I am. Just let me know.
Well, these are the type of people that'll fucking. Well, his brother will, won't he? Rah, 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 rah. And I'll just flick the little cunt on the fucking end of the nose. I really don't care.
I'm just trying to bring Dave in, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it with my laptops. Play him right up.
Let him come round our house being fucking clever. They'll soon the fucking... they won't be fucking leaving
He's only tried having a go at house once, and that was when fucking Nikita left the house after it was in a shit state, and she just fucked off, didn't she? And then he fucking rung up giving us shit. And he, by the end of the phone call, he was like a little mouse talking to him very, very nicely, because it was like, don't fucking talk to us like that. We're not one of you fucking silly little bastards that'll fucking go, oh, sorry, we don't want you to come round. We will take you on into it.
Yeah, I think he fucking realised that, you know,
let's do the
you
Mexican
can fucking
dance,
shout and ball and act the big hard man, but if you come round our house, right, I don't give a fuck how big you are. I'm not scared of any cunt, mate. Never.
No, well, no. Or any, yeah, back in.
Fucking
what was that?
Fucking absolutely.
Yeah, well, good reason.
Big C and Jen sent us a parcel the other week, but they said
we didn't bring it.
We were supposed to not open it, but we want live for 2 weeks, so we got it. She sent me a squirrel.
Oh, right. Oh, I think I've seen the picture, haven't I?
Yeah.
You had the cat, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got the little cat, and it's going to sit next to me crystal ball.
Yeah.
I did the work with Damien before.
Let me just cancel. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to cancel this because Dave can't come through. He's live at the moment, but I'll catch up with that later. I was going to bring him in because he's got a live firework display, but you're only missing fireworks. Don't go anywhere. We can put a firework display on here.
Are these fireworks supplied by the council?
Yeah.
So how do we afford it?
Well, I guess they are. Yeah. Because it's put on for the kids' summer holiday.
Is it coming out?
Here we go. Look.
Hey, Nicola. Nikki.
Just give me 2 minutes, guys, and I'll be back on.
All right.
No problem.
We've got something to watch in between, so we've got something to talk about. No. Right, he's just going to leave us hanging. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Fucking great. Back after 2 weeks and you leave us hanging like this.
So what have we all been up to?
Where's my fucking vodka?
Where's my vodka? What have we all been up to? Anything good? He's back. That was a quick.
I'm back. Yeah. I'm just trying to work out how to turn my camera, to be honest with you. Not that one. I've never done it on my phone before. So I suppose it's a good practice for me. Oh, God, that's a bit big.
Yeah, we are.
What do you use to store all your information? Do you use an external hard drive?
We're going to start gradually moving in, Nicola. Don't tell Becky.
Yes. There you go. There's his firework display. That's as good as you're going to get, all right? This is all put on by the council.
When we ain't got no money.
This is all put.
You can't have the fucking road fixed. You can't have the fucking paths fixed. You can't get your bins empty. But we'll pay fucking thousands of pounds to have a fucking firework display.
We celebrated on Friday, didn't we?
Well, they won't. You will.
we actually celebrated on Friday.
That's what they think, isn't it?
Was it for the second time this year we've actually had our bin emptied?
Oh, yeah. Because we're never there on a Friday to get the fucking bin emptied.
Right. Well, I don't expect there's much in there anyway.
So what are you doing about it?
We do it ourselves. We just take it to the tip ourselves.
Yeah, why not? Why'd you pay council tax?
I don't pay fucking council tax.
We don't pay.
Anyway, I tell you what, have a look at this. I seen this yesterday.
It's 7:30 a.m. in West London and the morning commute is in full swing. I'm meeting Emma, an environmental activist.
How are you? Good, a bit nervous. This road is very busy. Seeing everyone kind of like stressed on their way to work, already like honking. Yeah, it's going to be intense.
Just after 8, she steps out in front of oncoming traffic.
It's already a jam.
This is Just Stop Oil, an activist group using controversial tactics to protest the government licensing new fossil fuels. You've probably heard of them. Over the past 13 weeks, they've taken direct action almost every day, targeting sporting events and staging over 500 marches in London, with the Met revealing this week they've spent £7.7 million policing them. A poll suggests a third of people think these tactics are justified, but 59% do not.
What are they achieving? Seriously, what are they achieving? Well, I've got family to feed, and what are they doing?
What's your message to them?
Get out of the way!
Hello, is that police? There are some protesters blocking the road and they need to be removed, please.
There are children in this bus. You must away from this bus.
Right, so.
Come on, go away.
Why did you just push them out of the way? What made you so angry?
Because I'm a father and that silver van was filled with children. But I also get what they're doing.
So you agree with them?
They've got a point,
you're
but this level of disruption is not cool.
Go do something useful.
A lot of people are shouting a lot of nasty things at you. How's that making you feel?
Obviously it is like really upsetting that people are getting this angry, but we're here for the right reasons, and if the government was doing its job properly, we wouldn't have to be here. It's the only moral thing to do at the moment.
But this slow march is about to reach a dead end. This year, the government passed a new Public Order Act clamping down on these tactics. First, they targeted the practice of locking on or gluing yourself to the road, then slow walking. Once officers issue a Section 12 notice, activists can be arrested if they do not step away.
Last week I saw the video of the mother who was trying to take her child to hospital.
Baby, move! Now! Now! Move! That's baby in that car! Let's go to hospital! Now! Move!
I was enraged when I saw that. They've lost their humanity.
Despite her anger, a poll for ITV's Tonight programme finds that 58% of people think the government is doing too little to contain these protests.
Listen, I'm going to be unrelenting in always pushing for the police to act more quickly, act more robustly and stand on the side of the British people so that these militants don't get away with it.
The future for them is looking pretty rubbish.
Emma says she has sleepless nights worrying about the impact of the climate crisis and says that will be much more disruptive than these protests.
We are talking about like life or death here. It's not about like the economy or the environment. It's like literally extinction or survival.
Other groups are shifting tack. Extinction Rebellion now focus on specific targets rather than the public, while one of its co-founders, Rupert Reed, wants to build a climate majority for those who support the cause but not the disruptive tactics. But they get less headlines, and for a major funder of Just Stop Oil, that isn't enough.
The more disruptive a protest, the more it works. You can't sit quietly by the side of the road and wave a placard or something. You can, but you won't have an impact. Disruption makes news, and news gives us the route to talk about the issue.
But the question remains whether direct action from Just Stop Oil and many other groups is actually working towards their cause.
Stop the fucking world. Right, first of all, right, it's upsetting when she's insulted. Well, her face needed to fucking, like, work with the fucking words that were coming out, yeah? Right? It's always been against the law to block a public highway. So these new fucking rules that they keep fucking saying have come in, it's bullshit. It's always been against the law. Me personally, right, if I come across them, because we fucking work as a team, we've already said that we'd grab a ratchet, yeah, and a fucking ratchet strap, and we'd run from either side, we'd run round them, and we'd fucking ratchet the bastards to a fucking pole.
I'm glad to think, as a young girl, or a young lady, yeah, that she's having sleepless nights about this, you know, when there's real crime going on in the world. It's better to have those sleepless nights of worrying about something that could happen years down the line than those hungry children, innit? Because when you take, for instance, this...
It should have been wiped on the curtain, Sid.
Do you know, when you... I haven't even seen that comment and I know what it is about. But when you see this...
Why don't you just off? Yeah? No, you can't explain why. And I don't give a why, yeah? Yeah. I'm trying to fucking work and support my family. And you are stopping all of us. Do you think any of us want you there? No. No, no. Yes, I do, yes. What else to do? You have to.
Another thing as well, right, before we go any further, if they're so fucking dead set on this Just Stop Oil, they should be marching naked with no banners.
No, they shouldn't.
No,
Fuck
nothing.
me. She looks
Well,
horrific.
yeah,
They're bad enough. They're bad enough in fucking orange, Donna. Come on.
Right? Just Stop Oil. All the fucking motors that take all the clothes, before you even actually backtrack into what's in the clothes, like the fucking soles of the shoes, right? They shouldn't be wearing any of that shit. And I bet half of them turned up in fucking a diesel vehicle.
Well, of course. Of course it did.
Well, just it's doing a lot for the environment, all these electric cars and shit, innit? Another fucking boat's on fire that started with
Climate
electric.
change.
Yes.
Climate change has been proven to be a farce. You've got to, when we was taught at school, you know, when we was getting told most of the truth instead of just tiny little bits, right? We was told that there was an hole in the ozone layer. That's disappeared, right? But we was always told that we were on a certain fucking angle. When the fucking... So that's why you end up with the Fire Age, the Stone Age, the fucking Ice Age. Yeah, there was one where it burnt. I think that's when the fucking dinosaurs clogged it. But you've got certain... So you're going to end up... It's nothing to do with fucking... But at the end of the day, why attack our country and, like, the small fucking countries like ours when you've got China? Yes, China.
Look, it's mad. I mean,
headaches anyway, right? Fucking China, yeah. Cunts, yeah. You see the shit that they pump out.
It's all bollocks anyway, isn't it? I mean, the bottom line is it's all fucking bollocks, and they'll just continue to get away with it. I seen there was a protest, I think it was last Saturday, Enough Was Enough, through London, and TSG was pulling people out of the crowd like you wouldn't believe, arresting people, strapping their legs, do you know what I mean, for marching down the street.
Were these
you get these people that are getting recognised by senior members of the government or former senior members of the government, yeah, and still nothing's done. Nothing's going to change. They've got no interest.
That's what the government wants, isn't it? This is what the government wants.
Of course.
Because they want this net zero, right?
Net zero? What's net zero?
Anyway, whatever.
Zero net, and it's a net zero, yeah.
Whatever, right? They fucking don't realise, right? Even that, I'm a truck driver.
They banned straws, but all the fucking tops on cups are fucking plastic still. What the fuck? You go to Costa and order a fucking slush puppy thing, right? It's in a plastic cup.
Well, they all sat on Parliament Square, didn't they, eating out of those little, you know, Tupperware pots. And someone went round on a live recording them, and they couldn't hide them quick enough. Fucking, you know.
I'm a fucking fit truck driver, right? I'm a fit truck driver. But even I know that the fucking carbon in the fucking world is 0.0%. Yeah?
Yeah.
0.04%.
We are
now, if you reduced
people, we are
everything's carbon based.
Carbon based.
I know that if you reduce the carbon by 2%, so it's 0.02% of carbon, trees and plants die. Well, if trees and plants die, they're taking carbon, right, and turning it into oxygen. It's called photosynthesis, right? Don't want to baffle anybody coming from a thick truck driver, but fucking photosynthesis will not take place if you reduce the carbon. What the fuck?
Right, you know when people say that fucking either God created the planet or evolution created the
Yeah.
planet. I've always had another way of looking at it, and I've never really gone into it because I don't want someone to go, oh, that's a real good idea. We're going to start a real big conspiracy theory. This is just something that when you look at things, it makes more sense than others, especially when you look at fucking the big SpaceX program and fucking Elon Musk and all these fucking, we're going to go and live on the next planet up. What I think's happened is because we get closer and closer to the sun each year, right? Every planet at one point has had living fucking beings on it, but we've managed to evolve, managed to skip on to the next fucking planet and start again as the next, because we've got too close to the sun and it's being destroyed. That's my theory. Could be completely fucking wrong, but you sent me to a fucking museum where fucking God exists, because there's none. There is none. Right?
Well, that's
none.
a
Right?
whole different subject, isn't it?
Don't even get me started on that fucking silly bastard, right? I don't mind if people fucking believe in that shit, right? But don't try ramming it down my throat. I believe in Mother Nature, and part of Mother Nature is because of the way the solar system is, we fucking get closer to the sun, so we have to skip planets, and then we have to start again because you can't take everything from here to the next fucking planet.
When the world goes fucking bang, the world's going to go bang. Right,
I
and
hope it's fucking soon, and I'm fucking on it.
And I don't think having paper straws at McDonald's is going to fucking stop it, do you?
Well,
living an electric car.
John just put up, we all want good environment. Stop plastic bottles would be a start. Yeah, but it makes you laugh, doesn't it? Because you can go to a supermarket and spend 40 quid. And everything you bought is wrapped in plastic. Yeah, and when you get to the checkout, they want to charge you 30p for a fucking bag.
Can you remember, right, when the pop man used to come round or the milkman used to come round and you'd leave your bottles on the fucking steps so they could be recycled?
Yeah, they'd be used as weapons today, though, Don. That's the problem.
Yeah. Can't use glass. You can't have glass because the fucking people from the fucking Church of the Big Gold Bell End will fucking use them as fucking weapons.
Well, I didn't know until, just going back to Just Stop Oil, I didn't know until the week that if at a peaceful protest, yeah, and you're marching and you sit down, turn that off, and you sit down, that requires 4 police officers to that one person to remove.
Just send me in. I'll drag the fuckers off.
What's all that about, though? And why does that only stand to certain people when they protest or certain campaigns or certain groups?
Because one fucking goes with the agenda that they want and we don't. We've got a fucking brain. They're human jellyfish. It's that simple.
It's all going TikTok, it is going on TikTok because even Europe are going, hang on a minute, this fucking net zero shit is like, right, a bit fucking impossible to achieve, and fucking people are getting pissed off with it, and right-wing fucking movements are getting fucking elected.
Just before we move on, what do you think now? I haven't got a clip for this, but we done it last night. Did we do it last night? We might have run out of time, actually. Obviously, a court has now ruled that ULEZ is legal and he can expand. Yeah, so that's going to go ahead, obviously. I think all in place for this October or November,
yeah,
right?
They're actually funded by a lot of fucking top-end fucking idiots.
It's the C60 cities, which is run by the WEF. You know,
C40. C60's that really good fucking.
I mean, I haven't looked into it massively because, again, I mean, it doesn't tell me. They call it different names in different bloody cities, don't they? Yeah. They call it.
Don't look up, right, C60, you'll get a fucking supplement that's absolutely fucking awesome that the doctors don't want you to know about, right? Please keep C60 in your head instead of C40 because C40 needs to go and C60 spot on because you won't need the fucking doctors if you take that shit.
The reason it takes 4 plod to move someone on the ground is because cause an injury to said person on the ground. Yeah, no, I'm not. I get that. I understand it. My question. What I wanted to know is, but why does that not apply to anyone that was at last week's demo? Then enough is enough. When they sat down next to the TSG van, they were dragging them off in their 1s and 2s and strapping their legs.
Yeah,
I'll strap the whole fucking group. We'll just run round them like fucking.
And another thing with Just Stop Oil is someone innocent's going to get banged up, Do you know what I mean? And end up doing a life sentence for killing someone just because they're out trying to earn a living, or like that mother trying to get her child to.
At the end of the day,
let's be fair. With all the angry people on the road, the worst ones you want to really upset is a mother trying to get their child to hospital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's their fucking everything.
They've got no morals.
I think she dealt with it quite calm. But we was on about this whole other thing earlier, weren't we? Because me personally, one of the things that the fucking arseholes picked up on with us is they said we was aggressive because I said that I'd go to jail for my kids and I'd kill for my kids. But there's actually a video floating around where there's women going, no, I won't kill for my kids. So you're telling me if your child got raped or sexually abused, you won't be going around and finding that fucker and kicking shit out of him, right? What is the world? You do anything to protect your kids. Do you know what I mean? Right? But they fucking put it down to us being aggressive. No, we're just being parents. It's that simple.
Even Keir Starmer has fucking told Sadiq Khan,
that
right?
He's a cunt. No,
knock it on the fucking head, right?
Yeah, well,
fucking head. Well,
Keir Starmer's a cunt and all.
He's a different breed, isn't he?
Oh, he's a fucking knobhead, isn't he?
I mean, I seen him. I think it was Croydon he was in with all his fucking rainbow flags, his pride T-shirt on. I mean, it's an embarrassment for a senior member of parliament to be prancing around in that, coming from a gay man. Do you know what I mean? It's not normal.
The flag yet? Because I tell you what, right?
Say that again.
The autism fucking badge off the fucking pride flag.
Yeah, it was never actually put on there. I think.
Yeah, you better not go on there.
It was. I mean, I think it was part of their agenda to get it on there,
yeah,
but it was very quickly shut down. I mean, I of all the stupid pride videos I've seen, I've never seen one.
Not a sexual orientation. So keep that fucking badge off your fucking flag.
Did you watch our shows in the week, or have you been? I know you've been busy.
We did actually. We did quite well. I think we only caught half an hour of fucking Wednesdays.
That's when we had a guy on called Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw that one.
Actually.
Yeah. That was fucking...
No, it was half an hour we caught yesterday's because we got to back to that place.
Yeah. So Wednesday's show is what I was going to refer to about the gender neutral toilets, and some of the documents he was sent, risk assessments and all the shit. You know, it was awful.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
But I mean the dirty hander of giving them a week's notice before they break up for the summer, knowing they return to school now, with these toilets and it's going ahead. And as I've looked into it more, it seems to be London first, or that kind of area, the south and what have you, that they're doing it to. But when I spoke to Clive today, he rightly pointed out, this ain't a new thing. This has been going on in businesses and companies for a long time. It's a new thing to children and schools. And we got talking, and I said, to a degree, if the schools are going to put them in, I think they need to do it based on how many transgender people they've got in the school.
There shouldn't be any transgender people in school. They're too young to make that decision.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
The same as the ones that want to be cats. Why are they bringing cat litter trays?
Well, this is where I was going to go with it, the non-binary. So I can cut, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand. But if you're going through transition, okay,
like that angry
male to female, female to male, I get it a little bit. I do understand because you're going through that. I don't think it's normal, but I do get that. But the non-binary bit is all bullshit. That's made up. You cannot identify as a cat and expect other people
identify as angry kid.
Yes, I identify as a billionaire, but I'm not one.
My fucking hair's telling me I identify as angry kid, so I'm going to be angry kid.
Yes, well, so where I was going with this is there was a teacher, a stand-in teacher, okay, never been at the school before. He'd stood in for 2 days. He was non-binary, okay, and identified as Max, MX.
And if I kicked him in the nuts, he'd identify as a bloke. Woohoo!
A young lad referred to him as sir twice, okay? He'd done nothing wrong in school and ended up with a strike. He knows this guy from Adam. I mean, What the fuck is going
pissing him off, mate.
Kick him in the balls. He'll soon identify as a bloke when he goes as high as Michael Jackson.
Me and Swifty was talking about it this evening, right? And he said it's done on a point score, right? So they give you points. The more points you get at the end of the week is that there's an incentive at the end of it, right? So he said,
yeah, exactly.
I would tell him, if it was my child, he said, I would tell him to stand up and say, sir, my dad said, if I call you a cunt, do I get more points at the end of the week?
Yeah, man.
Let's have a look what's going on.
John Peaks just put, right? I don't want a fucking disabled badge on that flag. If that autism fucking thing goes on that fucking flag, there'll be a whole new box of fucks opened, right? Because I will stand up for my brother, right? In that fucking sense, right? They're not disabled. They're mentally ill, but they're not fucking disabled.
Well,
and any fucking parent that stands by a child that wants to be a cat needs fucking heads testing, right?
Funny.
But possibly they could be disabled, but not in that sense. So no, they're not got the right to use a disabled toilets. They are children. They shouldn't be able. Yeah, they might feel a little bit different growing up, but let them be children. They need to be children, right? Until they get to a certain age, and then if they still feel the same, then let them fucking transition. Because
here's a question then.
Now, because they're pushing transitioning on fucking children, then they want to fucking transition back. There's more suicides now than there ever was because of that problem. Let children be children.
When the question was asked, right?
See,
when the question was asked, why don't you give them their own trans toilets? Okay. You can't do that because your class is putting them on a pedestal, and that's transphobic. Okay?
Well, they get cat litter trays in for ones that identify as cats.
So why have we always allowed ourselves then to put disabled people on a pedestal? And that's normal. Surely that's
take all the disabled fucking ramps out of fucking public places, right? So you're not putting disabled people on a pedestal.
Well, exactly that, yeah. Because if you're transphobic, then you've got to be. I don't know how you're going to say that one. Somewhat-phobic. They'll come up with a name.
Disabled-phobic.
I just call Swifty phobic. Yeah. I just say to Swifty, you're phobic, and then we cover everything.
And if they can't fucking think of a word, they'll just call you a racing or a bigot.
Yeah. Or far left or whatever it is, right wing.
No, they don't. Right, as a child, right, they should. It's being pushed. Do you know if you go to it, right, and this is mental because this is the only time I will ever agree with the little fuckers, right?
I've been told I have to identify as Mr.
Bell End.
Yeah.
Right?
They're not going to take this shit.
And the Jews, right? The government supports their schooling because this isn't in the curriculum, all this bullshit that they're pushing. It isn't in the curriculum. So they actually support the Muslim and the fucking Jewish schools because they say that they will not have it taught in their schools. Right now, maybe, for once, for just this once, we should take a little tiny leaf out of their books and say, listen, fuck off and stop trying to fucking put this ideology into our kids' heads because it's damaging the future. We're going to have a fucking human that wants to identify as a cat as our next fucking MP. We're fucked. We are fucked.
Well,
yeah, I'd rather have a cat than a Sikh.
They won't be able to. They
Just
won't
saying.
If they weren't fucking in this stupid fucking world to start with. Do you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
They shouldn't be having all this shit pushed into their heads. Even we've noticed that something was going wrong when fucking China was going to primary, didn't we?
Yeah.
We noticed because it had gone from learning the normal basic stuff to, well, she can't open and close a computer program. She's 4 and 5.
I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but I'm on my phone, guys. So
don't even get me started on that, Nikki. I want to know how he crawls around in that fucking costume all day. Have you seen that, Matt?
What's that?
That Chinese guy that spent fucking £15,000 on a fucking dog costume to go around looking like fucking Lassie.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Wow.
He's going to have arthritis at a fucking early age, that cunt.
Mate, I tell you, I went onto TikTok yesterday and it was full of fucking retards, I swear. I'm sorry. Yeah, I swear. There was a fat Spider-Man doing some kind of, I don't know what he was doing. You know, sad thing is he had 3,500 people watching him. Do you know what I mean?
What's them fucking things? Yeah, what's them new fucking things that are going on? right?
Oh, have you seen those face keenies?
Yum, yum, yum.
Huh?
Melon, I'm hungry. Thank you.
Have you seen it? What's
Donut.
it called?
I can't remember. Is it going?
It's got
They don't want to be turned into
thousands and
robots, but they've
thousands
just
of
turned
people.
into robots. And thousands of people are watching them and feeding them with donuts and hearts and roses.
Well,
What
no,
are you doing?
nothing surprises me, I suppose.
Don't tell me you haven't seen it.
What is that in the back of that?
Hang on.
Hang on, bear with me.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
I had more than a squirrel moment there, believe me, right? I'm just about to fucking go. What was I going to fact there? That was it. Right.
These fucking idiots on TikTok that just sit there and
It's
fucking.
upstairs, Don.
It's upstairs. It's on the roof. Going to fucking find out what they are now, because these.
I'm going to find
right.
it.
Right, we don't mind going on TikTok. We like some of the content, right? But fucking most of them are fucking retarded, fucking muppets, aren't they?
Oh, mate. Well, do you know what though? Is there really? I mean, I know TikTok's international, it's worldwide. Is there really a crisis, a living crisis, when you see the amount of money going through social media? And when you're talking about people gifting big money for absolute idiotic stuff, do you know? Fuck, it is absolutely crazy, mate. I mean, do you know in the weekly rankings on TikTok, first place gets anything from $35,000 to $50,000 a week? I mean, what's fucking crazy? I don't think I've ever seen anyone on TikTok worth $50,000. Apart from myself.
Roots, darling. How the fuck's she in first place again? She's another one that gets right on my tits. And there's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Roots, darling. Fuck
and
off.
they all do so much for charities and stuff. Guys,
No,
I'm slow on the comments because my phone is on fire and my laptop's knackered. So if I miss anything, you'll just have to repost and keep going. I'm sorry.
Well, I've just sent you that to look at after the live if you can't do anything with it. But I've just sent you Paul Josie Watson's video over it, and it's these fucking silly bastards that when they gift them, if it's a donut, they'll go donut, lovely, and then they'll start sitting like that again.
Sit there with their fingers like
and
that.
Thousands of people are watching them and gifting them just so they do this stupid shit.
No, I haven't seen it, but what I'm going to do, my laptop's knackered. I can't use it. I'm not going to distract myself from that. I will definitely have a look after the live and probably post it on my Facebook. Yeah. But
they are mental. The world's gone fucking nuts.
In China, it's very common, but it's becoming the new trend as well. It's face keenies.
Face keenies?
That's also on TikTok, yeah. It's to protect you from the sun.
Oh, fuck off.
It's a balaclava is what it is. But you can get them on all different colours. You can have them lycra, you can have cotton, you can have... And some are walking around with... Well, you can imagine what they've got on them. You can eat. It's a fucked world we live in.
I tell you what, try fucking putting one of them on in this country and go into a bank and try to draw some money out.
Well, that's the thing.
Follow for the teeth. I didn't get a chance to actually do the mold thing.
Ah, yes. Yeah, come on.
I have new teeth. I have new teeth.
Give us a flash of your bling.
But I need to do the mould, but they are proper ones, so I won't need to sew braces onto these ones.
They're already metal.
They're already metal and they've got backings on them, so it'll mould round it and actually hold it in instead of me having to sew fucking metal through them and make it look like I've got braces. But yeah,
you've got to do a few TikToks like that.
Oh, we'll do a TikTok tomorrow. I think Dildo Debbie's coming out tomorrow, mate.
Do you know what? I was just going to say to you, she hasn't been about for a while. How is she?
Oh, she's all right.
She's got some new sunglasses and stuff to
she's
wear.
Yeah, she's got... I've got these. Where are they? Hang on.
I look forward to it.
It's a fucking camper van. I can't find fuck all. What the fuck's that about?
It's upstairs with Donna's stuff. Oh, mate. She's going to look sexy in those. Fuck's sake. I can't wait.
I think she might be putting a truck back together. There might be a couple of videos, actually. There might be a part 1, part 2, part 3. Yeah.
Please send them to me first.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to? Because I know exactly when the next set of trolls are going to jump. And that's when I put the before and after pictures, you know, where the tank was in a mess and then it looks all mirror image. Because you're going to get all these trolls going, well, you're stupid doing it on someone else's truck. Oh, you wait, I've got everything fucking planned out. I'll probably get a few community strikes for what I'm about to say, but I've got it planned.
Sure, TikTok's gone downhill a little bit over the last couple of months, I must say, hasn't it?
A little bit.
A little bit. I can't even go on
mental.
fucking live because as soon as fucking someone comes in and insults me and I insult them back, I get banned for fucking nudity and I'm fully dressed.
Completely wrong. It's just, yeah. Well, do you know what, right? We go live on, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've had the same music on our intro now for probably 2 months nearly, maybe a bit longer. And it goes out on my page, it goes out on Loquacious Live, and we share it from there. And it always goes out to Dave's directly. Okay?
We always get
now,
copyright
strikes,
actually.
Yeah, see, no, oh, right, okay. So you get a copyright strike, Dave gets it, but Loquacious Live and myself never do. It's the same music,
No,
the same live
it's
stream.
YouTube, the fuckers. But it's the same with
Oh,
TikTok.
I'm on about Facebook.
You know when you did that thing and we tried putting it onto TikTok?
Yeah,
and it was like,
yeah.
oh, you can't use it because of the music, but you can still use the same music on it, but you have to use it from TikTok. It's like, well, why don't you just let us upload it anyway?
It's
crazy.
It's crazy,
TikTok
mate.
It's a fucking world all to its fucking self.
Just before we go anywhere, I just want to play.
These days, John.
Before we move too far on from the trans and the what I was saying earlier about the non-binary, the transition stuff. Listen to this woman.
This is the comfort and dignity of girls and women. I'm asking you, telling you, please do not use women's spaces. It makes them feel uncomfortable.
My girls and the other women I am with are very comfortable with being in the bathroom.
Well, fortunately, I'm not your daughter, and my daughter is also not your daughter.
Oh, that's right.
And she
So
would
she
feel.
should stay.
She would feel very uncomfortable. No, you interrupted me.
Excuse
You
me.
interrupted
I'm not
me.
here for a debate. Beth, do you mind?
Right.
I would ask you to please call up your dog.
I beg your pardon.
Whoa.
I'm asking you as a
That was way
mother.
over
I'm
the
asking you as a mother. Do not use female spaces.
And I'm very uncomfortable.
It makes women and girls
As a
feel
mother,
very uncomfortable.
as a mother,
you
I
are
am-
not. How dare you?
As
You
a
are
mother,
not a
I
mother.
am very.
You're not a mother.
You never birthed your children. You're not a mother, Dawn.
Right, I'm
just.
You know what, right? I wouldn't have even got that far. If I was stood next to her,
Knock her out.
that little cunt's arm would have gone right up her back and I would have escorted her out of the toilet. And the same as what I've said, if I've
I can't quite
and
work
even
out.
even more now, because it's school holidays, right? You get a coach full of fucking people in any services that we're in. This is where there might be a problem, right? And something like that walks into the toilets and I can see just one child look uncomfortable. That fucking thing is going to get escorted out of that fucking bathroom because I will do what needs to be done to protect any child, not just my own, any
But-
child in the bathroom.
Should for me the question is, should any mother have to stand in front of a public toilet and stop a man trying to enter, protecting her and the mother protecting her own daughter?
I won't
Why-
be stopping him, I'll be kicking him out.
It is crazy when what is going on. I mean, fair play to the mother. She handled it quite well. I didn't quite work out what was said when she got angry.
She's the one that gets attacked in fucking Hyde Park because of her thoughts. And the police, once again, actually led at the Antifa fucking fuckwits. You know, them human jellyfish that we're allowed to fucking run around everywhere, right? They actually walked Antifa up to that group because you know all them years that we've fought for equal rights. Now, all them fucking people that supported us through the equal rights are now suppressing us because they want to wear a fucking frock. Fuck off, because I ain't got a fucking problem fucking standing nose to nose with any of them. I haven't.
The world's gone mental, hasn't it?
It's fucking mental, mate.
It really is.
I tried doing anger management. I've tried being nice. But this shit, no. And I'm not transphobic, right? I'm not transphobic. I'm not anti-gay. I'm not.
Yeah, but that's not trans, is it?
But there's a difference between actually being full trans, because, like I mentioned to you before, Alexa and other people that I actually talk to on TikTok, right? There's a difference between them because they don't even fucking back these people up, right? But there's a difference between people like that and fucking people that go, I'm a woman, but they've got a fucking beard. It's not The Greatest Showman. Fuck off.
Yeah, but that to me is not a trans, and I'm going to be totally and brutally honest. That's a man dressed in women's clothes. It's a wrong one.
Fucking beard.
I'm sorry. That's the way I look at it. If that offends anyone, I'm sorry, but it is.
Fucking idiots like that.
I don't understand why we should be expected to think that's normal and allowed. I mean, she's lucky, and I suppose she's a bit lucky that the woman handled it very well and she stayed calm. The father of the daughter might have took that very differently. Do you know what I mean? He wouldn't have left the toilet for this week, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and I understand where you're coming from, John. Right, but this conversation started when we was talking about schools. There shouldn't be that choice in schools, let alone fucking cat litter trays being brought into schools for people that want to identify as a cat, right? No, let children be children. As we get older, right, and again, going back to Alexa, right, when she was mid-transition, because she's done the whole hog, right, when she was mid-transition, because people would be uncomfortable with her going into a women's toilet, she actually used disabled in between. So it stopped all that type of fucking trouble, yeah?
Yeah.
There's a difference between someone that has got true body dysphoria, and I know there's people out there, and these people are not getting the help they need now because of all these fucking other idiots that want to walk around with a big blonde wig and a fucking mustache, right? Even women that are going through the change can't get the fucking hormones because they're giving them to every Tom, Dick, and fucking Harry that goes, I think I want to try being a girl.
Well, there was one There was one the other day I seen, right, that I actually sent it to Swifty. It's quite shocking.
Exactly, Sid.
He was in the female toilets, a bit like this one we've just seen. You know, a man dressed as a woman, and that's all it was. And sorry, again, it's going to be quite graphic, but he was stood there waiting to use a cubicle with a hard on in the ladies' toilet.
You know what? I would have kicked him straight in the hard on.
It's fucking mental, isn't it? Absolutely.
I would have recorded me kicking him in the hard on because that would have made the perfect fucking short video. Because I'm a cunt like that.
Mental. Have you seen? Have you seen these new Power Rangers that are on the street?
Oh no!
Have a look at this.
Hey, he's not police.
What have you been recording?
I thought you're calling the police.
Yep, because it's a government building.
No,
You're not allowed to record inside.
You said you're calling the police. I said I will wait. And then this comes up?
Yeah, and this has got a name. My name's Dean.
To remove you from the property. Okay.
You're supposed to call police.
You sound disappointed.
Huh? I wouldn't have waited for him.
That's your choice to wait. I didn't say you had to wait.
I wouldn't wait for this guy. He's got the same license than the other girl too.
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, because you said you called the police.
We did call the police.
And now I don't want the police to look out for me, so I thought I'll wait. And then this guy shows up.
What
I'm not going to. I'm not even going to speak to him.
So, do you want to talk to me a minute? So you've been recording through the window.
Hang on. What is this? Can I see what? Turn around. I just want to see who you are.
Well, I'm one of the town rangers.
Rangers?
So
yeah.
He's been harassing members
Power Ranger.
They're trying to leave the building, so he's been stood behind the cars when they've been trying to leave.
It's just ambulance service on his bill.
But also the fact that
he's saying he's a ranger.
Privacy respected, and we can't do that because we've asked him to stop filming.
Sorry, are you the Red Power Ranger?
We're talking at the moment. You have to wait.
No.
And then
I need to go, so I don't have much time, to be honest.
Building, that's fine.
I don't have that much time.
In the car park, and because our registration plates are all there, and we have entitlement to privacy, and our customers have.
Just to let you know, this guy's got no powers at all. This guy's powerless. There's not much he can do about it.
He did want to. I did say I was calling the police, and he said he'd work.
I said I will wait for the police, but not for a Red Power Ranger.
It's his choice to. Don't be rude.
I'm not rude. He's a Red Power Ranger. That's what he said.
Town Ranger.
You said you're a Ranger?
Yeah,
Power Ranger.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So let's have
but you're
Power
red.
Rangers, okay?
What do you mean?
All right.
Because you don't need to be rude.
I'm not rude. How am I rude? He said he's a Ranger.
If he's off property now, that's fine, but we need him to remain out of our car.
No, this is publicly accessible, lady. You need to understand that.
Okay.
Anything that's publicly accessible, I can access. Lady, I can access it.
Don't call me lady either.
What do you want me to call you? Mister? Okay, Mister, I can access.
You just want to leave?
Hey, listen, do one.
No, I'm not going to do one.
You're going to do one.
Okay, I'm not going to do one.
Yes, you are.
All right, there's no need to be rude.
I can be rude if I want to. You're on my face and you're trying to order me around. All right, can you just do one?
All right,
I'm talking to the mister. Mister,
so, can you just go? Because you're being rude.
this is publicly accessible. I can access what I like. Okay,
so
if you do me a Power Ranger move, I will move.
Right, just go.
Do me a
Go.
Power Ranger move. I swear I'll be gone. Come on.
go.
Come on, one
All right,
Power Ranger
just
move.
Go. All right.
Wow, just fucking wow.
That's
They
a
need
good
thing. Security guards need to know the law before they come out and do shit like that, right?
Mate.
It's a fucking government building, so you've got the right of public access. He can film anywhere he fucking wants in there, right? And that's go Power Rangers. Why did he have a fucking belt on with ambulance service?
I don't know. I didn't even see that.
Go Power Rangers!
And what
That
was
is-
that on his fucking lip?
He
What was
needs to
that
go
there?
to the STD clinic.
He had a pootash, didn't he?
He's got herpes.
He's been giving dirty men blowjobs who've got herpes.
Yeah, yeah. He's been in the mixed sex toilets and the glory holes.
He's been licking the fucking disabled toilet seats.
What the fuck was he?
Anyway.
Right, they came up to me in the fucking street. Right, I'd love to meet one of them. Where is these?
no,
mate, no, I'd love to meet one of these.
Well, listen to this. Dave's looking into some kind of, more taxes that they're put onto a business kind of thing. It's into a scheme that they got to pay into. Anyway, Dave's obviously got his teeth into it and he's investigating it because they want money off of him and he doesn't give it that easy. So, but a long story short, within this money they pay, they should have Time Rangers. Now, I pray to God before the summer's up that they send a Power Ranger to Worthing, because that will be the best content you'll see all year. That's all I'm saying on that. It would be great, because I think he would make the Power Ranger stay and do the move,
That when that fucking scammer rung him up.
Oh, mate.
I am actually surprised that the banjo didn't come out.
When was this? In the week?
Yeah, during the week.
Yeah, he was at the shop, so he wouldn't have had his banjo. He said one of them phoned him in the week and they asked him about his broadband. So they're saving, they'll get him down to £15 a month or whatever. And then they started asking, he said, how much do you pay? So Dave said, well, who wants to know? He
You're
said,
a nosy
me.
bastard, aren't you?
He said, well, you're nosy. That was it. He said, I got an elastic band. Right. But it's the best way to deal with them. And that's what I was going to say about Mr. Power Ranger there. That if anyone gets that approached by these morons, that is exactly how you've got to deal with them.
Clinic, right? And that just ended the fucking conversation.
It gets so much like traffic on social media, mate. These idiots, they look that small, don't they?
Well, we
it
had
probably is that small. That's why he's
Well,
and ended up with herpes.
Little Ranger.
Yeah, we had them in fucking two idiots in fucking Medway services because we dropped a tab on the floor.
That one that fucking
was
stood
funny.
he stood in front of me and he's like, I would get out of her way because she will run you over.
came over, right? And I went, we're from so council.
When they tried
Medway
telling me
council.
all the bins was worth £10,000 each, the fucking silly little bastards.
Oh yeah,
That's on YouTube actually.
Anyway, can you identify yourself? I said, I identify myself to you. Who the fuck do you think you are? He says,
No.
well, I'm working for whichever council it was. And right. And he tried showing me this fucking warrant. I said, that's not a fucking warrant. It's a fucking piece of paper that you've printed off and put. You've got no fucking right to ask me my fucking name and address. You're a fucking dead entity, mate. You can't fucking communicate with me.
There's a private company now.
Can I just quickly address something? Right. If you've got your children in a pub, right, and they need the toilet, you take them to the toilet. You never leave them unaccompanied in a pub or in that fucking situation.
Not with the perverts around now.
Not with the perverts around now. I would never let my children go to the fucking toilet on their own, especially the younger ones. My oldest one would kick your fucking ass, right? Wouldn't she?
Yeah.
So she's safe and she'd scream loud enough for mummy to come and deal with it. And Mama Bear, she really don't want Mama Bear to come and deal with things. But as for the younger ones, right, we would fucking make sure that we fucking escorted them to the toilets to make sure no dirty little bastards could get in there.
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading John's comment.
It's been a big argument. I've been watching it. I've been trying to leave it between them, right? But every now and again, there's a comment that fucking gets me, and like that was one of them. Right?
No, that's all right. No arguing, ladies and gents. Be nice. Healthy debate. A healthy debate. I don't know what.
Shopping centres. If you're with your kids, you should be in the toilets with your kids. Even if you don't need the toilet yourself, you fucking stand there to make sure they're going to come to
hang on. Let's catch up on this because Shaney's not happy, and we're not having a not happy Shaney. That best way. What's it? You must want them with you, with kids. Why would you want them with kids? Why would you say such?
Anywhere near normal human beings if you can find.
I mean, the conversation so much. I don't know where it's gone wrong. Disabled toilets are for one person.
This has come
only.
From the whole
Next person has to wait. It's that simple. That's the best way in public. The best way. I mean, the easiest way to close that debate, isn't it? Right? It's the best way. Is let's have just men and fucking women, and men and women using them. That simple. Disabled toilets are for them. It's that simple.
Two genders. I don't give a fuck if you want to identify as a fucking cucumber. You're a fucking male. You're a male.
If you've had your dick chopped off, right, and you look like a woman, then by all
means, Shaney, don't go anywhere.
Right?
Don't need to go. Chill.
These that have got beards and still got a cock because they want to be perverts, right? No. And why should the fucking disabled toilets be opened to these people when someone that is genuinely disabled, right, might need them toilets? If you have still got a dick, you go in the gents. If you've had it chopped off and you actually look like a female, where not like fucking Alexis, we'll go back to Alexis, right? A lot of people didn't even realise that she transitioned. I ain't got a problem with that. But when you've got full grown ass fucking blokes with a beard, right, with a fucking blonde wig, wearing a bit of lipstick, they need to be going in the gents. Because if they come across someone like me, right, they won't know what fucking toilets you use because they will be disabled because I'll kick them that fucking far, it'll come out the mouth.
Stay away from the fucking kids. Do what you want to
do. Do what you want to do, but stay
what
the
you
fuck away from kids.
But fucking go to the right toilet and keep out of women's spaces, right? Fucking horrible cunts.
It's the same when we go back to all this. Do you remember when they were fucking putting? I showed you the video, didn't I, Matt, with the porno work? Where I actually went and chained the fucking school gate shut.
Yes.
Right? Now, here's the thing: we know that our children are safe. We miss our children, right? And that'll never change. But we will do what we can, right, to protect our not just our children, but other children, right? And a lot of parents can't because they're worried about losing their children. So we haven't got a problem with going and chaining more shit shut. We will.
No, I mean,
yeah,
it shouldn't be.
Are unisex, but the unisex for disabled.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult, should it? To me, there's no argument that it should be male, female, disabled. Huh?
I'm trying to work out who fucking John was talking to then.
I don't know. I'm sitting on your keyboard.
Shady's in.
And if anybody,
guys, don't fall that
debate. You can have a debate, right?
Don't fall out with each other.
Fucking reporting them because that's where I've got a problem. We are here for free speech, so don't fucking report someone because they've just butt hurt you. Because we won't deal with that shit.
What do you mean?
We've had to deal with one asshole already over the fucking last couple of weeks. We won't be dealing with any more.
I suspect Shaney's comment. That's what they've picked up on.
Yeah,
our battery. That's what they've probably picked up on that one. But guys, don't look.
We can have a laugh and a joke, right? And we can talk about serious shit.
Shady, do me a favour because we don't want you to go, right? Block him. You're not getting on with him. Just block him. Don't leave. Just block.
Agree to disagree. One thing I will say is that I know Shaney Matt Reed. I can. I'm on my phone calling, so I can't switch over. But one thing I will say is that Shaney, under no circumstances, would want anyone of those descriptions around children, and she works very hard and very close in that sector. Do you know what I mean? To keep the children safe. So, in Shaney's defence, that was bang out of order and it shouldn't have been
Yeah.
said. Having said that, don't fall out of it, guys, because this is what they want. You know what I mean? Division over it. Agree to disagree.
Divide
That's
and
all it
conquer.
is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
You've all got
I
your
will
own
back
opinion.
Shaney 100% now.
But don't upset fucking people.
Don't
No.
react. This is what they want. They want you arguing between each other.
I can't. Sorry, Pauline, I can't.
It's
Obviously,
like this is why we don't do demos anymore. But when it right, and this is where I'm going to fucking pinpoint something. When it's time to fight, don't get me wrong, I'll be fucking there, right? But we don't do demos anymore because you've got. I'm not going to that demo because that person's going. I'm not going to that demo because that person.
Pauline a fucking.
You can't even stand together. The one thing you can say about the left wing and fucking Just Stop Oil, they stand together. But when it comes to the fucking egos, right, on this side, and I'm not saying anyone in this room, I'm just pinpointing a certain thing, right? You've got, I'm not going to that demo because
Admin.
I thought Pauline was already admin.
Is Pauline not admin?
I thought we had the same admin as fucking Loquacious.
If Pauline can admin on here, yeah. Yeah, she's got, and Shaney can. Both of them can.
I actually thought we had the same admin as Loquacious Live did.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
right?
To be fair, they don't need to admit. What do you mean? What is it you want them to do?
Well, do what they need to do if it's
Right,
going to stop the arguing.
Shady and Paul, I actually thought.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's in the sense of removing them from the chat.
Yeah.
That will be. I'll tell you why.
Removing them, just mute them for a bit, right?
I tell you why.
I do agree with what Shady's because it gone from schools to out. It's gone a bit mental. There's an argument going on,
And we don't need it.
and it's an argument that's like gone from a mountain to molehill to a mountain, and it didn't need to because it was on about schools, not anywhere else. So, but I actually thought Shaney and Pauline was already our admin. So, can we please have them as our admin if they don't mind? Thank you very much.
Yeah. Of course. What I'm saying, do you know what they won't mute or block? I'll tell you why. It's because we don't mute or block on Liquid Live.
I'm up for free.
They've got full. Yeah, they've got full control of this StreamYard and the Facebook. They're all linked.
Yeah.
Right.
So they can just press the buttons.
At the end of the day,
they know that.
Pauline's my fucking right hand man when it comes to dealing with fucking idiots. You know what I mean? The trucker and the veteran.
Whose knees was it clicked or something when we were up there when we last seen you?
Pauline's. Fuck me, I thought it rattled the fucking
It
ground.
was Paul. Yeah. Donna, sorry, Donna. Pauline, you've got control anyway. I'll show you how to do that after the live if you don't know.
But yeah,
don't know. But if you come in,
Shaney want to be.
If you come into StreamYard, either of them come into StreamYard, they got full control.
Yeah, cool.
So
we actually thought we had the same fucking admin because them two are good at admin, so we'd rather have them as admin.
Well, they practically are. Pauline sometimes falls asleep on the sofa, and so you can't promise anything this late, see, because poor old lady, poor young lady.
Me and Pauline fucking had shit sorted during the week. The trucker and the veteran. We need our own.
Oh, mate. Oh, my God, what a headache.
You come
I tell
in
you what,
right, and you want a debate, you can have a debate. Don't fucking start slagging people off.
Don't start with the little insults because that's when I get pissed off.
And don't wind people up. A debate is a
you
debate.
Don't need the links.
Winding people up is fucking bang out of order. So fucking knock it on the head, John. I'm telling you, knock it on the fucking head, right? Or I'll get you fucking booted. And fuck you.
Right, I tell you
people in here, right, come in for a laugh and a joke and serious shit.
We've been friends for a lot of years, right? But as Steve realised, we were friends for a lot, right? There's a difference between debating and then starting, right? It had gone way out of control. It should have just stopped. But it carried on, and we was trying to ignore it, and it carried on.
We're not in here to upset anybody, apart from
we're here to have a laugh.
The retards, the fucking LGBTs. But this is fucking getting out of order. Fucking sort it out in your fucking own time somewhere else, not in here.
I wasn't too diplomatic this time because when I found out that he'd been using my name to threaten a girl, diplomacy lost track and I went on another one.
So, John,
please, John, just
knock it on the head.
Change the fucking subject because this has got a bit too serious for our life. If you want to fucking have a discussion like this, right, then probably go
right. John's saying, but John's saying it was a discussion. It's done for him. That's it. Line under it. So
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right. How's the fucking weather been for you guys today?
Don't do it.
Shit.
Don't do it in private chat.
No, don't do it in private chat. Just leave it. Obviously.
No, leave it. It's water under the bridge, guys. Come on. There's enough shit out there to get on with. We don't need all that anyway.
We're dividing more than we already are.
What do you think of this?
The problem with the obsession is that not only does it have anti-human consequences, but it doesn't deal with the problem. And the problem is people risking their necks, getting on small boats. And I think that's an absolute human disaster and a tragedy.
But it's also a human choice, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's willful. But the thing is, we haven't thought about how to stop that. And whether I have no problem with tents, you know, I think it's ridiculous that people have come out and said this is concentration camps and all the rest of it. That's nonsense. I think being in a tent can be great. So I think that's rubbish. But we aren't dealing with it. And I think we have to deal with it in a much more rational way. Instead of millions on hotels, we could be employing loads of graduates to deal with the 75,000 who've been waiting nearly 3 years to get processed. They're being given vouchers and money and accommodation, and it's not being dealt with. That's scandalous. We're not providing legal routes, which we could then say, go through the legal process. These people are able to secure money to pay people with boats, so go through the legal routes like friends of mine have from Ghana and from Kenya and from elsewhere, and they'll do it legally. If you get turned down, that's it. You're not going to get anything. It's a criminal offence.
What do you mean when you say there's an unhealthy obsession with immigration? What do you mean?
Well, it's, you know, if every day, you know, whether it's the tents and yesterday it's the barges and another day it's something else, you know, the government failing to fix this means they are dumping people in all sorts of places unhealthily, you know, a whole load of men on a military base in a small village.
I thought you meant it's unhealthy to discuss this issue. I thought that's what you meant.
No, I think we should discuss this issue, but I think we should discuss proper solutions, actually. And also, I would say I don't see immigrants as a big problem in Britain. I think our failure to deal with people drowning
We just can't get any help at all. No help whatsoever. We've been put in here and we've got to make the most of it.
This is Alfred Grenegalt, a 98-year-old D-Day veteran, currently living in a hostel after being evicted from his rented bungalow. Alfred lived for 7 years in the property in Dorset with his daughter and son-in-law. They were forced to move after being served a no-fault eviction notice by their landlord.
I can't see a future. I've got nothing to look forward to.
Tell me like how you're feeling at the moment.
Down. Very down. Very down.
Alfred, his daughter and son-in-law can't afford the rising rental prices, so have had to turn to the council for help with housing. But they've been told it'll be a 6 to 8 month wait.
Tell you what, I'll say on camera, fuck the government.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I've been over for 11 years because of these people.
I know, and it's so wrong.
9
mate. It's
hotels.
so wrong.
9 hotels full of them. They won't even give me a room in Skegness. I was born here.
It's wrong, mate, isn't it? It's
I have
wrong.
to scab for a living. I think that's degrading for a white man to do that in his own country and they get everything.
Definitely. Definitely. It's so wrong. We're here to our peaceful
I'll
protest
fully
today.
support you. If I had it, I'd help you.
Mate.
Right. I've got a fucking answer. Because apparently, shooting the dinghies when they're in mid-float is not the right answer. It gets you into trouble. But I've got a really good answer.
Gets them into bigger trouble.
Nah. You know this new breed of sharks? We need some. In the British waters, you know these cocaine sharks and the jacked up jellyfish, right? We need them bastards on our fucking borders, right?
Import
Because
jellyfish
the fuckers
on
ain't
coke.
gonna get in. If we've got fucking cocaine fucking sharks and jacked up jellyfish. Let's get some in and let's stop the fucking boats.
Yeah.
The Navy,
Let's go pour a load of coke in fucking
It's
English
all
Channel.
fighting men,
Right?
mate.
right? There is legal routes and fucking to get into this country, but if you're a fucking terrorist,
start a GoFundMe up for fucking cocaine sharks, and we'll start feeding the little fuckers around our borders fucking cocaine, right? Try bopping them on the fucking nose, right, when they're full of fucking coke, right? You're gonna get eaten. That'll solve the fucking immigration problem.
The Navy should be sent out to patrol the waters. Fire one warning shot. Boom. The rest, that's it. Take the rest down.
Well,
I do agree with that. I mean, I think it has got to the stage now that, well, we all know that the boats could be stopped like that. There's no interest to stop.
We don't go abroad, but with everything that's going on at the minute, we're actually debating on whether we should go to France and get a dinghy across, because then we might actually get some shit sorted.
Well, I seen it going on from the 98-year-old.
2 years, sorry, Pauline, 2 years ago on YouTube, and I think I sent you the link, Matt. I did a video back then where I'd done the research on the hotel, and they're going to carry on sending them because the guy that owns the biggest percentage of the hotels that the fucking migrants are going into is fucking French. So all the money's going across there. He's not even supporting our own country.
Yeah, well,
between sentences.
Well,
listen, there is legal ways into this country.
And no, I think he's not one
if
of them.
you do it fucking legally, right? Fine, come in.
If
Fucking
you're
wet, pay
you
your
are
taxes.
genuinely a doctor and an engineer, then you're welcome. Because
I mean, or of course, if you're fleeing, if you're fleeing from danger, do you know what I mean? And real danger, not war in Ukraine, but real danger, then I get it. But, you know, just to be coming over like they are. And there's going to be news on that soon. I can't say anything yet, but
that woman, when she turned around and said there's legal ways, and if you get refused, you get refused. When you look at the statistics, right, these people are going to get refused because they're part of ISIS. They're part of
fucking told him who's going to do it. They told the government.
We don't know what they are because they're throwing the fucking passports over fucking board. And these are the people that part of the fucking problem that we've had for over 40 years now. The
thing is, we got
fucking terrorism.
And we got one end, England, you know, full of them waiting here to be processed. You know, some have been here 3 years waiting to be processed, walking the streets freely. And then you've got the other end, who've got queues and queues of people backlogged because they had delays, weather and etc. Do you know what I mean? So now we got loads of them waiting to cross. Well, there was loads anyway, but what I mean is there's a backlog of them to come over, which can only mean one thing, can it? To catch up before, you know, the winter kicks in.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
You'd think there'd be more people arriving on each boat, is what I'm trying to say.
Fucking jacked up jellyfish, I've decided. Put me in charge of the borders, right? We need cocaine sharks and jacked up jellyfish. That's what I'm going with.
But on a serious note,
good enough for them little cunts.
But on a serious note, it's simple to stop the boats, isn't it? So I mean, I think people are now give up on that even happening. It's now dealing with them once they arrive, which is too late because once we arrive and start processing them, we give them human rights, duty of care, and everything else, which they should have none of.
They're on about fucking putting them in tents. At least they're getting fucking tents. What about people that are homeless on the fucking streets that they don't give two fucks about? At least you're getting a tent. Don't fucking moan. Hopefully they'll push the tent back into the water and you'll float off in your fucking tent.
Yeah, the tent's going to be on a fucking barge.
No, we'll make sure it's got a ground sheet and it don't leak so the fucker will float itself if it sinks halfway through. Tough shit.
Do the fucking thing. Put the fucking tent on the top of the barge.
Sharks' lives matter. We've got
fill
to
the barge up and fucking take it into the ocean and sink it. Put a couple of electric cars on there for them.
Yeah.
Right? And then fucking let them fucking set on fire. That's what I say. Fuck it. If you come over on a dinghy, you're a fucking terrorist. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Sharks' lives matter. Let the fucking sharks eat.
It would be sharks' food. You're right.
To be fair.
Yeah. Fuck it. I want to see some of these. I want to see some of these fucking cooked up sharks.
I want to see the cooked up jellyfish. In fact, Finding Nemo.
They fit in quite well over here.
Yeah.
Did you no, this is a warning, especially for Pauline. Is Pauline still in? I can't see the comments.
I hope she's still in. We've just fucking promoted her to fucking admin.
Well, she was always your admin, wasn't she? She was always there. And Cheney the same. I mean, they've all got access, but the what?
She's here.
She's here. Well, Pauline might not want to see this because it involves a dog.
No.
Yeah, have a look at this burglar.
Wow. What's going on?
I know Pauline's blood pressure's just probably gone through the roof, so I ain't killed her because she has a massive love for dogs. Well,
at the end of the day, right, I can understand because when you get an animal, they should be like family. It's like with our cat. She's a spoiled little cow.
She's a fucking nuisance.
If things, you've even agreed, haven't you? Because, and some people are going to go, what the fuck's she on about? But a witch always needs a cat. And this cat, right, senses when she's going on, right? She's on a different level when it comes to cat. She's fucking run every single fucking cat we've ever had out the house. She's like, no, this is my house, fuck off, and run them all out the house, right? So if we had to go anywhere, we've got to make sure that there's room for air. But then we've got to keep them fucking separate from the birds because she just goes, sweetie pie, I want to fucking eat, right? So we've got to keep. So that is the only reason we need extra space for our, because we'd be all right in the van otherwise, right? So I understand why, because animals are part of your family, right? To see something as a pet owner as if that was my dog, it would have fucking torn me to pieces. It would have proper fucked me up. Yeah, it's that simple because it's part of your family. Yeah, but there was one just recently, one where they fucking jumped over the fucking fence and grabbed 2 dogs as well.
Fucking pinching people's pets to get fucking money or whatever they're doing with them, right? I wouldn't even surprise me if they are.
Who needs help? The one that's got 7 cats or me? No, Molly, right? She is my fucking what? They always say a witch's cat picks the witch, right? And she's picked me, and she's chased every fucking thing out of the house apart from.
I think I'm right in saying 11. I might be wrong. It's 9 or 11, but Pauline's got 11 dogs. I'm sure it is.
My next cat, right? And I am going to get one eventually. Is going to be a Maine Coon. But people keep going, oh, you need to stop looking at them. No, I will know when I find the perfect Maine Coon, right? And if you want to pinch my diesel, fuck the Rottweiler. That Maine Coon's going to have your nuts. Because a Rottweiler can't climb a tree, but a fucking Maine Coon can, right? And they turn into big bastards. And I want the top line, but it's got to be a set. That cat will have to pick me. But I've got to wait for Molly to pass. Molly has been an absolute fucking star, even though she's high maintenance. She'll be pissed off because she's not doing a live tonight. You know that, don't you? She'll be fucking wandering around the fucking bed, wondering where the fuck we are. Right? Tail up in the fucking air, thinking, well, where's me dad?
Oh, yes, because you're not home, are you?
No.
Soon as we go live, she jumps all over and she's
fucking... not bothered at any other time. Right? She's one of them where she can't understand why people exist. She can't understand why fucking other animals exist because she chases them out the house. Right? But as soon as we go live, she wants her face on camera.
Did you, I just noticed the time, did you see this guy?
I came to the police station in 2003 and told the officers I was innocent. They didn't believe me. I came to the Crown Court in Manchester in 2004 and told the jury I was innocent. They didn't believe me. I came to this appeal court in 2006 and told them I was innocent. They didn't believe me. I applied to the Criminal Cases Review Commission, which is supposed to investigate miscarriages of justice, and told them I was innocent. They didn't investigate, and they didn't believe me. Not once, but twice. Today we told this court I was innocent, And finally, they listened. But I have been innocent all along. For each of those 20 years that came before today. Nothing any police officer, court, or commission said about me since 2003 changed that reality. You are here to gather news. That declaration from the bench in there behind me is not news to me. When a jury finds you guilty when you are innocent, reality does not change. You know you did not commit the crime. But all the people around you start living in a false fantasy universe and treat you as if you are guilty. The police, prison officers, probation, prisoners, journalists, judges. As a minority of one, you are forced to live their false fantasy. On the 2nd of August 2003, I was kidnapped by the state. It has taken nearly 20 years to persuade my kidnappers to let me go. 17 years, 4 months and 16 days of that time were spent in prison. At every parole hearing, I sat before a panel who shook their heads at me, considering me to be dangerous. And all that time, the real perpetrator, the real dangerous person, was free. More recently, I was allowed to leave prison, but with my name on the sex offenders register and under tight supervision by police and probation, I was not free. And now I have finally been exonerated. I am left outside this court without an apology, without an explanation, jobless, homeless, expected to simply slip back into the world with no acknowledgement of the gaping black hole that they opened up in my life. A black hole that looms so large behind me, even here today, that I fear it will swallow me up. That black hole is hard for a person who has never slept a night behind bars to conceive of. People convicted of rape are the lowest of the low. I did not commit the crime, but I was treated as if I did. I spent 17 years on my guard against every threat. 17 years counting down the minutes to lock up, so I could be behind my door and safe from other prisoners, but not safe from my own mind.
That I'm not actually 100% on. I've read the fucking bits at the bottom, and obviously he went to jail for rape that he'd not committed. Right now, this is something I won't say personal to me, but it's something that we will be talking about in the near future, Matt, because there's something that I need to sort out with you, right?
Yeah.
But being accused of something like that and spending that much time in jail, right?
Yeah.
The person that accused him should now be serving the amount of time that because there's so much damage done, right? Like I said, I will talk to you about what we need to talk about in good time, yeah? And
yeah, definitely.
The justice system do get it wrong. And
it's a game to them.
It's a game to them.
Who wins and who loses? They're both on the same fucking side. You ain't got a defence.
You actually know who the innocent ones are, because the innocent ones actually spend a shitload of time in jail. The ones that are guilty get a £25 fine and a slap on the wrist, carry on, do it again. Have you noticed what's going on? That is, even the fucking teacher in Hull, right, at the fucking all-girls school was found with 25,000 indecent images on his computer. He walks out of fucking court with a £25 fine, right?
This book does 17 years for fuck all.
17 years for fuck all. Watch the pattern. Watch the pattern. There is always a pattern.
It's a game to them.
It's a game, yeah.
They're not bothered about the facts, the truth. If you're innocent or you're guilty, they've got you to court. the fucking prosecution want to win and the fucking defence want to win.
And I bet you any money, them 2 fucking retired Met officers weren't actually retired until it come into the light, and they went, retire early, you'll get your pension, right?
Yeah, of course. I was just going to say that they would have had a payoff and they would have been looked after.
Yeah. This is why my uncle left the police force, because he saw how twisted and fucked up, and he said when he took his oath to be a fucking copper, right? And when it fucking broke him, he said he would never stay. And he's even said to me a few times, he's just gone, there was other things with my uncle's breakdown that he really shouldn't have done that caused it. But the main thing was, he said the police aren't there to serve, protect and reassure. And that is why he left the police force.
How the fuck can you charge somebody bed and breakfast for being illegally fucking detained?
Mental, isn't it?
You didn't ask for that service. If you didn't ask for a service, you can't get fucking charged for it.
You know what, right? I'm going to go to the fucking courts and tell them that I want fucking compensation now, right? Because I was detained during COVID.
2 questions.
Fine.
What kind of money would you be talking for 17 years
17 years, you're talking millions.
You know, right? That's going to take probably just as long to get it out of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, what they'll do is the reason why they've put the bed and breakfast fucking idea in the head is so it'll come into his hand and then it'll disappear. Because it's the same as when you get in. Now, this again is through experience. I was in a fucking bail hostel when I was younger. Yes, I was a naughty girl. Fuck you all. Yeah, right? And living in a bail hostel costs 3 or 4 times the amount of living in a normal house. So that fucking whatever amount of millions it'll get for being
funny. You should say that actually. Right? Talk about money.
It's fucking 1,000 times, even down to your fucking things like Target and fucking all that. Because we was talking about Target with what happened with Shauna, right? Look at what they do. They fucking sublet an house and charge double the amount of rent. And the government pay it.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, right? Now, me and Dave again was talking about this today, I believe it was, about you. Well, there's lots of things. Sorry?
I was just saying to Pauline, that's gone up. It has gone up because that was the late 90s, early fucking 2000s. It was that. I have looked it up before, but it was only. And
me and Dave was saying, they'll probably, if they give him 50 grand up front, right, to get him sorted because he's got nowhere to live in that, 50 grand don't get you a long way. Sounds a lot, but we've gone from hundreds of thousands, where hundreds of thousands of pounds was a lot of money, to we've had a couple of years where hundreds of millions, but we don't talk millions and millionaires anymore. We're talking billionaires now.
Well, no, because the fucking the whole thing is split where it used to be millionaires, working class, millionaires, middle class, working class. They are trying to delete the middle class. So you've got millionaires and working class. And this is what these fucking dickheads who just stop oil don't realise, right? When they're going, well, I'm middle class, I could go home and I'm going to... You're going to be as skint as us in a fucking couple of years, you know what I mean?
More so the new generation, the younger generation, shall I say. But the working class of, them, they're not needed anymore. Do you know what I mean?
No,
because
the working class is needed, the middle class isn't.
But is working class going to be needed?
Well,
the way they're going?
So much of us are.
Right.
To a degree, you're going to need it.
They need to delete the middle class first before they can attack the working class, because the working class are the working ants. It's that simple. So the middle class.
See, I'd say a lot of the middle class would be the working class, so wouldn't you?
But they're not. They're the champagne socialists that fucking sit in the middle of the road to do illegal shit, right? And get away with it, even though there's always been a law where you don't block a public highway.
Yeah, but they don't realise because they're wrapped up in their own little fucking well. They actually think, right, that they're protected. And they're not. The first fucking people they're going to come for are them silly bastards.
I do not use the self-service tills for one reason. It puts people.
Well, no, Swifty again said that last night. And again last week we were talking. Have you seen? Yeah. Well, have you seen? Obviously, they're all going on strike in Hollywood, aren't they?
Fucking hell.
In Hollywood.
Well, yeah. Well, because of like this AI stuff. So
yeah, because they won't get away with the paedophilia shit.
Because they want to use their image, in other films. So they want to make films out of hologram. Basically, they're going to use their image so that the actors are not needed anymore, and they can go on and on and on. Yeah, even when they die, they can still use it.
Fucking life, cunts
like Dave says.
They've got enough money to keep their adrenochrome going.
Like Swifty said, though, all those Hollywood stars go through the shops using self scans, not worrying. Do you know what I mean? They don't care about other people's jobs.
Are we fucking bothered about stupid little cunts who get loads of fucking money, right?
The way things going.
Out of all the
having the time to watch a film anyway.
Out of all the people in Hollywood, there's only 2 characters I care about: Groot and Goo. And they don't get paid, so I don't give a fuck.
There you go. Moving on, have a look at this.
Someone tell me what's going on, please. I've just seen the most ridiculous, bizarre advert ever on Channel 4. Right, so picture the scene. I'm sat here, right? I'm watching that. Sky Coppers now, Channel 4. I'm just going to play it, yeah. Honest to God, what the fuck's going on? Okay, so I'm just watching the end of Sky. Oh, honest to God, you're not even going to believe this. It's messed up.
Introducing an affordable protein that's good for humans because it's made by humans from humans. Good Harvest, because you're good enough to eat.
Sorry. Made by humans from humans because you're good enough to eat. Just to prove that was just a genuine advert. That's the next advert. Like, what kind of dimension have I transported to get me the fuck out of this one?
It's right though, isn't it? It's fucking right.
Crazy, isn't it?
You've got a choice, right? Now, you've got to think, right? They say eat organic. So the best way to eat organic when the apocalypse starts is go find all the fucking vegans, right? Because they're the closest thing to organic. Because there's no fucking way I'm going to be fucking eating fucking printed bullshit or bug bullshit, right? So I'm going to go find myself a fucking vegan. I'll make sure it's matured for 28 days and it'll go nice in a frying pan. Fuck yous.
Can I have
vitamins and minerals because the bastards don't get any, do they? Because they're fucking idiots.
But
£3 of a fat man's liver, please.
the fucking grass-fed shit.
Mate, it's mad, isn't it? It's crazy. What's that? Not in supermarkets with the self-service tills for a start. No, neither do I tell them I don't work here. Very good answer. Pauline, oh, that's not an advert. It's Paul off.
You know what, right? If it comes to
John Thistlethwaite messaged me about it. In fact, right. John, he's not in tonight,
you know
is he,
what?
John?
Before I actually get anybody else, don't take that personally, right? Before I actually get anyone else, we haven't brought the fucking popping candy, right? Before I get anybody else, I'd rather eat the old feet.
I got some.
You know that should come with a warning label about how it turns into super glue really fucking quick.
Changing the subject. I'm
back on.
What are you doing with popping candy, mate?
Fucking hell. Anyway, as I was saying. What was you saying before that? You put me off. Oh, I know what you said.
Just
before you were anyone else.
When they kill a pheasant, you're not allowed to kill a pheasant and pick it up. If somebody kills a pheasant,
I put the program on our chat last week. Yeah. Oh, right. I might have seen it, Pauline, but John Thistlethwaite messaged me. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
We'd be popping someone else, but I've left it at home. Something else, but I've left it at home. Just don't use too much of it because it seems to turn into fucking.
Matt's already forgot once. He's just got it back and now he's going to forget again.
Are you having a peanut butter? Serves you fucking right for fucking triggering me earlier. Is it one of them, Matt?
I'm just not answering your questions about popping candy. I'm just ignoring you. Hey, look at this one. Here's a good one, actually. I forgot I had this.
Where do these people come
What
from?
was that one I was watching?
Where
That's
do
a
the
Just Stop Oil.
people?
That's got to be one of the Just Stop Oils on it.
I tell you what, right? The one with fucking Just Stop Oil that will never, ever, ever get old was the one that made it to the news, right? And that it must have been the funniest fucking BBC News fucking thing I'd seen in years. And that was the one where she was like, "Yeah, but they're trying to stop oil," and he was like, "Yeah, well, that's fucking vegetable oil."
Oh yes, I've seen that one. That was probably a year or so ago.
Even if I get fucking dementia, I don't think I'll forget that particular fucking clip because I fucking cracked out laughing.
Listen, we're surrounded by fucking idiots. We have to remember this, right? And as long as we can fucking stay sane with each other, and we're here for each other, and not have to fucking worry about the fucking lunacy that's going on in the world. But it is good content for a Saturday night. Yeah? Right?
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to be all right.
Like Pauline said, she just said, I'm popping blood vessels tonight. And that's what it's all about, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
I'm fucking popping tonight because we've left the fucking candy at home.
Yeah.
Good.
Listen,
good. You're in the van. Behave yourself. Just don't go upstairs and do it.
Yeah, on the roof.
We can't go upstairs and do it because there's cameras. And that's one thing I don't want our boss seeing us doing.
Yeah, with the popping candy.
Yeah. That'll be on YouTube.
I was going to ask whatever made you think about popping candy, but don't answer it because don't worry.
Carl, are you still in, Carl? Where are you, you little shit?
Listen.
No, we're not. Oh, yeah, we are now finished.
We've
right,
done
guys,
2 hours.
It's turned into quite a fucking good night, actually. We will not have pitching in future. We love you all.
No, I've got to go and catch up on some admin chat now.
I'm going to go and find that guy with autism because I'm going to go and fucking stand by his side. So anyone that ain't already fucking...
I'll send you the link, Don.
Anyone that hasn't subscribed to our fucking TikTok, it might be worth doing it now because I swear to fuck, anyone that tries trolling him is going to get it. Right?
And Dildo Debbie will be around tomorrow.
We love you all. Even the
hang on, just give me 2 seconds. I've got a problem with the music. So here you go. Do a quick
roll the fucking credits, but
do a quick right or wrong on this one. It's only a very brief. Who's right or wrong?
What the 100% right. I don't give a fuck about all this. Right, 100% the lycra-cladded bullshit dickhead on his fucking bike. Right? Yeah, you might have been given the hierarchy, but that doesn't mean that common sense goes out the fucking window. And like I've said, right, before I even go any further with this and kick right off, we love you all, even the haters. Matt, roll them fucking credits, mate.
You're some trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all cry. Down the town with the windows down as I go rolling by. You're some trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all say, with a little bit of luck and I'll be trucking till my dying day. They say I'm hard of hearing, they say I'm growing old, but I've been loving cars and trucks since I could feel the cold. I'm never one to settle down, never had a wife. Sure, anyone that knows me knows trucking is my life. You're some trucker, you're some trucker. You'll hear the girls all cry. Down the town